All right, YouTube. I know I talk bad about talking a lot on this channel, a lot. But I'm going to spin it around, at least for the first 1 minute of the video, because I can't give talking too much credit. I'm going to give talking a little bit of credit, right? Talking could be great for ideas, coming up with ideas. Talking could be great for planning, strategizing, bonding, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Talking could be great, right? But like I said, ideas. Most things are basic in idea. In idea, most things are basic, right? People say all you gotta do to do this is that, and all you gotta do to do this is that. It's basic in idea, but in execution, it's a little more complicated. All right, and that's pretty much everything you do in life, especially physical things. And what am I speaking on? Lifting weights, squatting every day, while avoiding injury, right? While avoiding injury. When you go to the gym, you heard people talk about form this, proper form. Form is usually used for two things: to be able to move the most amount of weight, or lift a weight, or do anything for the most efficient way. Excuse me, I can't talk right. Like I say, I don't talk much, right? So efficiency and also safety, right? So if you're trying to lift more weight or build more muscle, more hypertrophy, or get better at something, proper form is how you do that. Also, getting stronger, your leverages, your positioning, your breathing, your bracing, that combined is the reason, those are the main two reasons why we try to have good form. So I'm squatting every day. I just did day 51. Tonight, day 52. Tomorrow, day 53. Sometimes it's going to be in the daytime, sometimes it's going to be in the nighttime. I'm going to be inconsistent on the times of day that I post because I work swing shift, 2 weeks on days, 2 weeks on nights. I got days off, days on. I got things to do. I got family. You know, so I got a lot of things on my plate. So I'm doing this at the same time. So a lot of people will say, it's a crazy idea to squat every day. Don't you need rest or recovery? Yes, you're right. Um, the way I'm doing it, it's a challenge. And I've done this before. And I ain't invent this. People who are professional powerlifters and bodybuilders, all kind of stuff, has done this before. Right? I'm not a beginner. This ain't my first time around the block. You see what I'm saying? I'm bringing it back. So when you see me squat, deadlift, bench press, or anything, 9 times out of 10, you will never see me lift as heavy as I possibly can. I will give up as soon as I feel like that's heavy enough. I'm not going in the gym maxing out every time I go to the gym. You rarely will see me max. I think the last time I really maxed on anything was when I was first getting into 500 or late fours, early fives, or deadlifts. Now I done blew past that, right? I had to get them 5 plates. So yeah, I went about, I don't know how long it was. I went a good bit, a couple weeks, maxing out. Way too much, burning my CNS, burning myself out, trying to get them 5 plates. Was that a healthy time of me doing that? Nah. But at the same time, there's time and places. Out of 13 years of lifting, like, there's gonna be time and place to do this and do that. Just like driving a car. Every once in a while, I gotta feed that gas, you know what I'm saying? But what's the point of squatting every day then? Back to what I said about efficiency. Doing it correct, the correct form. Hammering in technique. hammering in, breathing, and bracing, paying attention every day to every mistake that I could be making. Which every time I watch my videos, I see the mistakes that I need to work on. Every time I squat, I feel the mistakes. Every time I'm done with a set, in between sets, I'm thinking of what I could do better the next set, or should I even do the next set? Okay, how heavy did I do so far on this squat every day? 295, right? I started off at 185. That's 110 pounds more, and it feels. I'm about to lie. It doesn't feel easy, but okay, 185, right? 265 feel easy. So 90 pounds more feels easy. Adding on to the fact that I'm now using a belt, which adds some bracing and helps with a couple pounds of lifting, right? So a lot of people think a belt is for safety. It adds maybe 10% of safety, but it's not really. A belt isn't really for safety. A lot of people need to really understand that, because people put on a belt and they think that because they got a belt on, they can't get hurt because a belt saves your back. It does not. It does not. Bad form is still bad form the same way as if you had no belt at all. So when you see me doing a 500 pounds deadlift with no belt, I'm not adding much risk to injury. Yes, there's risk to the injury. There's chances I can get injured, right? But that's part of the game. Not saying you should just go in balls to the wall. That's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. How much could I actually deadlift? I don't know. How much could I actually bench press? I don't know. How much have I bench pressed before? When I was being dumb, I did 365. I haven't done anything in years. One, because I lost my bench and then I had to bring it back. How much have I done lately? The heaviest I done lately was like 275. I did that maybe 2 or 3 different times, not 3 reps. 2 or 3 different times. The lowest body weight I've done it at, I think I did it when I was 165. I think I did. Yeah, I did it at 165. I did it at 170, whatever. Body weight to how much weight you're lifting does matter, right? Professional powerlifters, yes, there's people that can do more than double their body weight on the bench press, quadruple their body weight on the squat, 5 or 6 times more than their body weight on the deadlift. That's because they hammered in the technique big time. The average commercial gym goer, pound for pound, I'm blowing them out the water. That's because I go in the gym and I hammer in my stuff as much as I possibly can, even with the distractions. It's crazy in there. But the average person is always flabbergasted. So how do you do that? Because I shut my mouth and I work, right? And it's like this. What are my goals? My goal on my deadlift is to get into my 600s. Deadlift is not on front burner, so getting into my 600s while I'm doing while bench press and squat are on more. I'm paying more attention to getting those stronger than I am my deadlift. The chances of it getting to 600 are slim. It's possible. Now, when I put it back on front burner, it's going to blow past 600, right? Front burner, what do I mean by that? It's like a main course. You're cooking, right? You got something on the front burner. You got some other things, side dishes or whatever. You making sure this right here is A1. So right now, my bench press has been on the front burner for a minute. My squat now is almost like equal to front burner status as my bench. And it's going to take over. And once my squat reaches the numbers are close to where I want them to be, guess what's going to be on the front burner? Nope, not deadlift. It's going to be bench press again. Bench press and squat are going to be my main focuses for a long time above the deadlift. And your deadlift, you're going to lose it. No, because I'm keeping my deadlift because I'm always going to keep still deadlifting. Right? And I'm only deadlifting to a certain point. Now, if I was to separate my lifts, like I've been doing SBD for a while, squat, bench, deadlift. And some days I'm gonna squat. I'm doing squat every day. Some days I'm gonna squat and not deadlift. But I'm squatting bench. Then there's gonna be days I squat and not bench. I'm squatting deadlift, right? So it sounds like squat might be on front burner. But remember, my squat technique and form, everything is way better than the average gym goer. But it isn't up to my standards. Now I'm going below parallel, I'm hitting depth and all that. So if I was competing, it'll pass. So that means you got a good squat, right? No. Because I know my potential. I know what I've done in the past. I know the way I was doing it in the past. Well, why don't you just do that then? That's called execution, right? Like I said in the beginning of the video. It's easy to have the idea. It's easy to know exactly what to do. But doing it is a different thing. There's a lot of people who can look from the outside looking in and see somebody do something. They might see the mistakes that person has made and say, why don't you just do that? If your hands ain't on that bar, just trust me, there's more to it than just knowing how to do it. Doing it and knowing how to do it is two different things. All right, you use it or lose it. Ask anybody that's been lifting for years. They most likely have lost lifts before and they had to bring them back. They might have took a different approach than I did or whatever, and whatever. I know so many people who have done the opposite. No, in two different ways, right? People who lose their lifts and they just quit. Or even worse, they don't quit. They get injured. Why do they get injured, you say? Because they try to pick up where they left off at instead of starting over. I started my bench press over, I started my deadlift over. I started my deadlift over at like 300 and something pounds. I'm starting my squat over. I started my squat over at less than 200 pounds. I'm already about 300 now. I can do 315 or more. That doesn't mean I should. Pushing it and rushing the weights, going in there and maxing out, you do that, you do that. I could probably get under the bench press and do 315. Now, like I said, I could do that now too, even safely. How? If I separate my lifts, have regular lift days, have regular rest days, then that's coming. If I stop worried about being so lean, if I eat, I get sleep. I get my sleep. Probably could be better sometime. Yeah, ain't nobody perfect at this. See, that's another thing. A person who is really into this, if we tell you we're telling you our mistakes to help you learn. A lot of people, you hear somebody's mistake and jump on them about it. Don't do that. I know what I'm doing. I know my ins and outs, ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? I keep a knowledge, whether it's on my head or I got a lot of things on video. I got 5 years of YouTube video, 5 or 6 years. I don't write everything down like a lot of people do, but I still keep it documented. How? Why? My videos. I can watch videos from 4 years ago and learn something from my 4 year ago self. Knowledge is power. I always tell people shutting up is a superpower. You're bleeding energy. You're focused on other things besides what you need to be focused on. If the weight is right here, you try to lift weights, you need to be right here. You don't need to be over here. But comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hopefully that was good. I think I left a few things out. This is off the top of the head. So think about videos that's not off the top of the head. These videos right here, click on them. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Holla back at your boy. Peace. Remember, it's the difference